All right, guys, today's project, we're going to get started on this trailer. This old girl has come through several evolutions. When I first came around on her, she had 5-foot sides, a tailgate in the back. This whole front was decked over with drop down doors where you could run walk behind mowers in it. And as you can see, I'll do a little walk around. She's pretty heavy duty, and she's been through 2 or 3 evolutions. Don't mind my security team, they just keep an eye on things. So first evolution, we chopped the top off of it and got rid of all the decking on the neck right here, and did a few other deck related things. And then we needed to move one of the shop buildings in the back, so we ended up putting the drill stem rails on it to carry that load, and it stayed that way for a while. But she's 16 feet long. Let me walk around and give y'all a little view. We're in the shade today, I'm not moving it. I'm not a fan of these tires, but that's what we got to work with. So she does have a socket right here for a swing arm, which is very, very handy. And then this is a shot from the back. So the plan is, being that it's 16 feet long, we don't have a lot of room, in the sense that it's very rare that this thing is perfect for what we hauling. I'm running into, more often than not, about 1/3 of the time it's perfect, and about 1/3 of the time it's too big, and about 1/3 of the time it's too small. So what we're going to do is, we got some square tubing, so we're going to chop the back off maybe 1 foot or so, kind of in here, straight across. We're going to bring it back, I think 6.5 feet or so, make it 22 feet long, and redeck it, and all the sides are going to come off of the trailer. So we used to use it in the tree business, and the sides are great for debris and whatnot not falling off, but it's gotten to the point now where it's more of a hindrance, and it's been painted a couple times, it still rusts through. So we're going to chop it all off, turn it into a car hauler, and we're actually going to add a 3rd axle to it and put some better tires on it, or same tires, just better rubber. So let's get in it. All right, so first step, we're going to get these extra lights off that are here, because some of our trailer wiring needs to be addressed, which we're going to redo. And we need to get these deck boards off and see where we're going to cut everything. So let's do a little time lapse of getting the deck boards off, and then I'll come back to you and we'll look at where we're going to make our cuts. All right, so we got our exposed here. So the plan is going to be to come right up in here, because I want to keep this socket right here. So we're going to cut on both sides, and we got to get this sheet metal and the hand railings off, and we're going to back this up 6.5 feet and put the back, this back bumper is going to move back 6 feet, get new 4-inch runners put on, and we'll finish it out that way. We're gonna have no sides, so this whole sidewall, the pipe railing and the fenders are coming off. We're gonna do drive over fenders, so we don't have to worry about any width on anything, and if we put anything weird heavy on it, the fenders can carry it. So let's get a little weight loss going. I'm gonna chop off these sides first and stay in the back where I need to be, because I don't have a whole lot of gas in the bottle, so we're gonna have to refill them tomorrow probably. But we're gonna work on that and figure out how we're gonna make some square cuts here. All right, guys, we got the side plates knocked out. Now right here, like I said, I want to keep this socket because I have a lift on. So I measured this and put a center line right here with a square, but the measurement from this last rung to here and that over there is off, so I don't think that rung is square. So we came up 17.5 off of here, and we're gonna put a little mark 17.5 here, but we'll do I'll pull a string line across it and check it for square. All right, we're gonna have to use this magnet to give us an anchor spot for our string line, because the rounded edge of the 4x4 is not gonna be accommodating to us. So let's see what we got here. Okay, looks like that's gonna work. All right, we get it all marked up here. All right, here's our cut lines. Trying to make a pretty cut, so I'm debating a couple of ways we're gonna cut it, but it's getting a little late. That'll probably be tomorrow. All right, guys, we're back on the trailer this morning. I hope the wind is not bugging y'all. So we got the sides knocked out last night. I trimmed around the post right here to expose it. We had this one to do this morning, get all that sheet metal out of the way, because that handrail is gone. We've got our marks. I don't know how visible all this is with the shade and the sun, but anyhow, so we're gonna get ready to make some cuts here, and I'm thinking about trying something a little different than torch cutting, trying to keep it straight. We'll see how that goes. So let's check on our iron that we're going to be using for this project. All right, so we've checked this side out both ways. It's a smidge off, but when we're beveling it, we'll be able to deal with it. On this side, you can see we've got some, it's a torch cut, so we're a little off, so we're going to shave it back to this line, and that'll give us 6'4", and then we'll measure this one and cut off the rough end of that 6'4", and that'll be our two legs for the trailer. Let's throw it in the bandsaw. Alright, so the camera died yesterday evening, so we missed a few things, but we were chopping the legs off. I want to keep these pipe rails with the legs in case we use them for something else, but you can see the 4x4s have been chopped off. We've got them sitting up here, so we got them set up to where we're going to bevel these and dress them and make sure they're square. And then we've got our 6-footers that are going to come off of them, so we're going to set that up and get it all beveled, squared up, tacked, and weld the 6-footers on. Alright, so we got our ends all beveled up and some of our imperfections out as much as they can. The rest of them's got to be filled in by weld. So let's see what we can do here. I got a angle for a straight edge clamp to the stub off of this back piece, and we're gonna line everything up, butt it together, and clamp it in, see what we got. This a little loose. Alright, we're going to keep these a little bit loose. Tap it in, make sure she's all the way in. Alright, I know that clamping is just a bit overkill. Let me see if I can show you guys what we're looking at. Alright, so that's our joint all clamped together, and make our root pass and then fill it in, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Well, here's where we are. We had a few days of rain, so we've managed to chop off a little bit of the sheet metal. We've cut off the back end of the bumper, which is here, and you can see we have put on our extensions. So I have I'm gonna make one more pass. I vertical welded that, but while I have it lifted, I'm gonna do a flat pass, make sure it's burned in good, and then we'll have to flip this whole thing around and stab it back onto this. But before we do that, I need to take the leaf blower and blow all these leaves out the way before we start making fires. So let me get that done, and then we'll get started on it. Alright, so we got it all clamped up on both sides. I don't know if the camera can see it, but we are kicked just a little bit to the left on the back end on both sides. This one's a little fainter, and the culprit appears to be right here. So we got about a 1/4 inch in between the bevels, and if we smash that in anymore, we're gonna have we'll be off even more. And on this side, we're pretty much right on. So we're gonna have to take this left side bevel off. That'll give us about another 1/4 inch and enable this side to come in, and then re-bevel. All right, let's get on it.